All right, season 2. Sort of a take two type situation because last night it was not working super great. This is actually day 2 of season 2. So Marathon season 2 is here. Who thought they'd even get this far? Before we get too deep into the new stuff, let's do a quick recap of season 1. At the start of the season, a lot of us were very surprised at how hard this game grabbed us. You had this steep but very rewarding learning curve for those willing to put in the time. As we got a little deeper into the season, we got the Cryo Archive ARG, which, I'll be totally honest with you, I could not follow while it was happening, but it seemed insane. I'm shocked anyone was able to actually solve all of this. And at the end of all that, we got the last map in Season 1, Cryo Archive, which is some of the most interesting and intense and just fucking cool first-person shooter gameplay I've ever gotten to experience. You got an unbelievable amount of puzzle solving, teamwork, and combat skill all at once in real time. You know, like you could learn a Destiny raid back to front, but every cryo run was super different because of the different ways that multiple squads on a map will poke the sandbox. Despite all of that, it was a disappointment sales-wise for Sony, but what are you going to do? All right, so the first actual Season 2 thing I want to address is the wipe. Oh, was that the was that the value of my wallet and my vault when I ended Season 1? Your obligation to Cyber Acme was not fully repaid this quarter. Have a lucrative fiscal season. I'm gonna start saying that to people. Have a lucrative fiscal season. Oh, I don't have any contracts for them yet. That's strange. What upgrades do I have? I've got some money. Oh, I've got silk to use. Wow, I can already afford that upgrade. I'm gonna see what all I can get first. Okay, so my thinking right now is after my experience with Season 1, I need to really focus on Nucal and Arachne this season. That's going to be kind of my goal, is to max those two out. They've made some changes to the progression that are supposed to make maxing everything out easier. Even still, I'm going to play it like it's Season 1, and I'm going to really focus down Nucal and Arachne. It's a necessary part of a game like this. You really can't let the rich get richer and snowball and snowball and snowball forever. You kind of got to see this at the end of Season 1. Every run you run into gold shields, gold weapons, fully kitted out squads. It's nice to watch everybody get knocked back to square one. Losing all of my stuff has strangely made me more excited to play the game than I've been in the last few weeks. Oh, I gotcha. Got him. You know, I like having a reason to play Perimeter again. It's a cool map, but there's really no reason to go back once you complete those early contracts. You know, it feels like a new game plus. Some of the more noticeable changes that they've made going into Season 2 are changes to contract objectives. And I'm kind of in two ways about them. Because on one hand, there was a real effort to make certain contracts easier and less frustrating. But the problem is that the harder contracts were often explicitly teaching you game mechanics or map gimmicks, so some contracts have kind of lost their purpose.
Saying there's a...
Where's the one you initially downed, Abens?
It was around like where I'm standing.
Databank was right here, by the way. It wasn't there. It wasn't up in Pinwheel.
Oh, what?
Oh,
weird.
Okay.
You know, that quest was infuriating when you had to get into Pinwheel when you didn't know how Pinwheel worked. But it's the contract that teaches you how to get into Pinwheel. A lot of things across the game are the same, but with a small twist. You do get the sense just running around the maps that the story has progressed a little bit. Things like the anomaly seems like it's getting worse, or the fact that there's more and stronger bots just walking around. The big back of the box type new things in season 2 are the new runner shell and the night variant of Dire Marsh. The new runner shell sentinel is pretty good. I think my opinion of that shell is going to fluctuate throughout the season, but right now I'm into it. I like the idea of a real hunker down, slow, defensive runner shell as sort of a counter to shells like Destroyer. And Night Marsh whips ass.
Let's end this.
Yo, yo.
It is so much more than just putting like a dark or blue filter on Dire Marsh and calling it a day. There's new attachment and equipment purpose built for dark environments. It really feels different. It is genuinely scary. You're hearing things, you're seeing things. You don't actually know what's real. I mean, really, anything could be out there. As part of Night Marsh, we also got Sponsored Survival, a new experimental queue for this first free week of the season.
Back to
And it's okay. It's not ideal. I think it's mostly sitting where it should in the sort of overall experience. The consensus in the group of people that I play with is that it's really kind of not worth playing outside of speedrunning a few contracts that are difficult to do otherwise. So what is it? What is Sponsored Survival? So it's one crew of 3 runners and rooks on Night Marsh. You can also only use final exfil, and the timer is shortened from 25 minutes down to 18 minutes, but with a 2-minute final exfil time. And it's fine. I think it's an okay space to learn the Night Marsh mechanics. But I sort of have 2 primary issues with it. For one, I just don't think you should be able to extract loot from anything other than a standard like PvPvE mode. You know, you're like, yes, you are fighting against other players. Sometimes we'll get to that, but it's not standard extraction. I think a lot of the value of the stuff in your loot comes from the fact that you had to pull it out of this very hostile environment, right? So I don't think loot should be able to come with you out of Sponsored Survival. You know, maybe it should reward like SIAC commendations or something based on performance. I'm not exactly sure how you set that up and make it worth doing, but not make it so that you could just like pull purple salvage out of Sponsored Survival. Like that feels off to me. And then issue 2 is that I think the map is too big for this mode. I think Dire Marsh is too big for this. The odds that you will run into a rook are pretty low, which means playing rook is kind of boring. When the mode was first described, my first thought is like, oh, it would be super fun to play as a rook, getting to hunt down the singular crew of runners. And I guess for some reason I was imagining that it would be more obvious where the runner crew is so that you actually can properly hunt them down, but it isn't. You kind of just end up wandering around in the dark for 20 minutes until final exfil shows up, and then maybe you see them there. I feel like they either need to shrink the available area somehow, or put objectives on the map, or shrink the timer even more, something to really push the runners to move around the map and clear objectives. Part of, I imagine, why this exists is to add a more casual kind of brain-off mode to Marathon. And, like, hey, if the people want that, that's fine. That's great. Okay, unaggroed bots. Doesn't mean there's nobody here, but it just means there's nobody super reckless here. Ooh, that's a door opening. The runner right above me. I do still think that if Marathon is going to get a brain off mode, it should probably be a PvP arena. And I'm not going to get too deep into that, but one of my main issues with PvE in Marathon is that, like, half of the runner abilities don't make sense in that context. You know, like, what is the point of a recon drone against robots? Like, not really much. What is the point of Triage's ult if you're only fighting robots? It doesn't really work. The gameplay sandbox was made for PvP.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Ooh,
whoa,
ooh,
whoa,
uh-oh.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh, that was close. That was a close call.
Runners?
That was a close call. I'm surprised he didn't get me. I think he had to reload. Oh, he's coming for me.
I knocked him.
Nice, good shit, good shit.
Uh-oh.
Created with one.
Are you traded? Okay.
Yeah,
Me
we
re-
dined each other.
Let me reload.
One left. I don't know where the fuck they are.
Well, what's this guy?
He was over on the path
Okay,
between
okay.
here and those.
Well, he's not gonna self-res, so that's good.
Yeah.
I just heard a door open.
He was
There
right
he is,
there.
there he is.
Last I saw. Okay,
Got him.
nice, nice.
Wait, no, I didn't. He's still up.
No, you did.
Probably best to push that.
The guy that I knocked, I did not get to execute, so if they had a self-res or if they managed to get to him... Oh, okay. There's one down right here. Brain dead, brain off team deathmatch would better serve Marathon's sandbox, if you ask me. If there's one thing I really don't want to get too deep into, it's this. But I think we gotta talk about player counts a little bit. Personally, ultimately, I don't care how many people are playing the game as long as I can still queue and find matches, right? I don't really care. But it likely needs to grow in order to continue to exist. It's a pretty hardcore, pretty niche game, which would be fine. You know, I think you should be allowed to make something that's for the freaks, right? And it would be fine had Bungie not bet the farm on it doing peak Destiny numbers. I always imagined when they were talking about Marathon before release that Marathon development, Marathon maintenance and development would get subsidized by Destiny money, right? Like Destiny would be where the money comes from, it's where the casuals play, and then they have this other side game called Marathon, which is the thing that I like a lot more. But then they stopped active development for Destiny, and I don't know what the plan is. Marathon is never going to have a player base like that. Marathon is never going to have numbers like that. And to just touch on player counts a little bit, it doesn't seem like so far the free week has really caused this massive influx of players into the game. Like maybe they were expecting it would. Maybe it will have a larger effect long term, but right now it doesn't feel like it's necessarily doing what they wanted it to. Which again, like, I think should be fine. Like I don't want to point at player counts because I think it's done to death. There's the argument that we should never have been given this information out of Steam because it just creates endless nothing articles on gaming websites. But I think it's useful for comparing games in similar genres, not necessarily on their quality, but their popularity. And when you're making a live service game, your popularity is kind of everything. I do just want to mention that Tarkov seems to sustain itself on similar numbers to Marathon. If Sony kind of just lets it be, then we may yet be able to play Marathon 2026 in 2027. Yeah, it's pretty clear that it's a niche game, and the player numbers bear that out. You know, like I said, in a better version of the gaming industry, that would be fine. You know, they made a pretty niche game. It's okay for niche games to exist, But at the scale of money that Sony spent on Bungie, they really do need a hit in order to continue to exist. It's kind of the trade-off that you make with live service games. Like, you get to have these really interesting, evolving games, but if the developer has to pull the plug for some reason, then it's just gone, unplayable. And that's the part that I'm concerned about. You know, I'm not invested in future massive content drops, massive changes to the game. I'm invested in being able to play the game outside of this year. You know, like you compare the 90s marathon games, which you can still play pretty easily, and people do sometimes still play multiplayer Marathon Infinity 30 years later. But, you know, when this game first came out, I was concerned about being able to play Marathon 2026 30 days later. Obviously, we have well crossed that point, and I don't think it's getting shut down anytime soon. They mentioned that they've got plans up to Season 5. I think it's pretty likely that they'll get to that point, but I think some big things will need to change. The game will need to grow a lot for it to really make it past Season 5, which is roughly beginning of September 2027. So if they're confident they're going to get at least that much time, I would say that all we really can do is be confident that we're going to be able to play this game until then. But past that, who knows, man. In my first video about Marathon, I don't think I really explained much about how the game works or how to play it. I reckon there is a at least small contingent of people watching this video who have yet to try Marathon, which, by the way, I'm trying to get this video out before the free week ends, which right now I think it ends on June 10th. It was going to end on June 9th, but the first day of the season, the game did not work, so they extended it out a day. At the time of recording this, it ends on June 10th. Fingers crossed this is out by then. But yeah, if you haven't given it a chance yet, I think you should. But I didn't do a very good job of explaining how the game works in that video. So here is a full run I did on the map Perimeter, doing one of the early contracts, with some commentary to kind of explain what's going on, what my thought process is, and what I'm trying to do. Loading into Perimeter, I check my location against my contract objectives. I need to hit 2 terminals in North Relay and 1 in Hauler.
The dead have no use for relics.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's a pretty good haul. Yeah, the depleted self-revives. Extremely valuable for solos. What do we got? You know what? No ammo with it, but I will take that as a secondary. That's not bad to have. Okay, so where are these generally? Found on the east and west sides of North Relay. Okay. Oh, shit. That was a triage, I think? He has made the robots angry. So I'm going to let them push him into a bad spot. Maybe go around the back of the building. He in there? Is that him? Oh, I think I saw his shadow move. I think that's him in there. Okay. It's going to take me a minute to get in there from here, but that's good to know that he is on the bottom floor in the middle of the building for now. He shouldn't think too much of that door opening. Robots everywhere. Could hide in the bathroom. They're still looking for him. We are entering the period of time where he could be pretty much anywhere, and I really do not want to be seen by that guy. Okay, I'm going to go downstairs and see if I can find him down here. Okay, this door is still open. That doesn't mean much. Oh, that might have been a recruit shadow I was seeing. Yeah, that could have been a recruit moving. I didn't get a good look at it. Well, now I'm just in here. Now I'm just in here. With nothing but an overrun to my name. I ordinarily wouldn't mind taking the fight. I'm just like pretty weak. Yeah, I mean, that dude could be anywhere at this point. I noticed coordinates to a loot cache on the ground while I check this building. I'll use this later on in the run to pick up some goodies on my way out. As I hack my first terminal, I hear footsteps to my right. Presumably the runner I saw running from bots earlier. Oh shit, he's right here. There's so many people here. I need a defensible position. I think I catch him peeking between those pillars, but after double-checking the corner, he's gone. That vandal I just saw was not the same one that I saw earlier. Get fucked. Alright, well, I saw a green shield. Ooh, and I will take that. And a backpack. And some cores. And some robots. I spent probably way too long trying to decide which guns I'll carry with me after this fight. The Vandal I killed had a KKV and a battle pistol on him, both of which being high damaging but close range guns. I consider taking both, but decide I'm better off carrying at least one gun with mid-range capability just in case I need it. So I take his KKV and keep the overrun I started with. Honestly, that's probably why that Vandal lost that fight, because I had the better medium range gun, even though I had a white gun, we were basically just standing still shooting at each other. Okay, goodbye. I still don't think that was the same runner, though. I think there's definitely one other person here still. Where is this other terminal? There it is. Alright, now we need to go to Hauler. Hauler is the fight club of this map, and I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. Tight corners and lots of UESC bots will let me get good value out of this new KKV I just picked up. Where are those cache coordinates? They're in Hauler. I thought that looked Hauler directional. In the directionality of Hauler. As I approach Hauler, I think I hear another runner stomping around inside. I think I hear footsteps from inside of Hauler. I think. My suspicions are confirmed by the sound of an exterior door opening, closely followed by fast footsteps.
A profit opportunity.
Hauler's closest exterior door is just above and behind me, so I know exactly where to start aiming, anticipating a rude and reckless runner on his way out. That's the guy I saw.
Oh, you're a gay. You're like taking up the edge.
That's the guy I saw at Relay. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? You ain't got nothing. Not long after taking my first steps actually inside Hauler, I hear bots being alerted. Okay, so that's two. These guys are mad. Why are these guys mad? Somebody else is here. I think. Having not seen any bots in here yet, I'm certain that I'm not the one they're about to start shooting. Maybe not. I cautiously peek this hallway a couple of times and catch a glimpse of shots being fired at something. Oh, buddy. I don't see the runner they're shooting at, but I figure he must have run through the doorway behind him. Okay, he just left through that door. So I'm gonna go out through the door that I came in through. Try not to get seen by any robots, and he should just be like right here. He's gonna see that corpse. He should be around here somewhere. Oh, maybe that door opens up to the other side. Oh, I think it does. Okay, hang on. I hear looting. He's back. Ha ha ha! This new SMG goes crazy. Give me the... Okay, hazard... What is this? Sneak pack. That's cool. Man, and he should have had... If he was crouching during that, he would have had signal jammer, which might have helped him. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. I mean, I've killed 3 people. I think that might be the entire lobby. What? Can you not honk the horn anymore? Are you... What?
Prepare for
Oh,
increased
that's so
hostile action.
rude. Bungie, come on. Nothing wrong with being able to honk the horn on Hauler. I have forgotten where the ladders are, though. Oh, he just did this. Oh, he just did the... Oh, that
You
sucks,
have 10
dude.
minutes to exfil.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes to exfil. I think I've cleared out the lobby. That's somebody exfilling right now. I think there's almost no way there's anybody left. Well, I say that. I think I might have just heard runner footsteps. Maybe not. They're aggroed on something, and I don't think it's me. I mean, they're aggroed on me now, but they weren't before, I bet. There's somebody else here. I think.
Priority contract complete.
Hang on, hang on, hang on. Maybe not. I'm so paranoid. Okay, so... Do I need another cache coordinate? No, I don't. Okay, cache. I know where cache is. It's in the middle of data wall. That's pretty close. I can almost certainly hit that before I leave. Yeah, I mean, I heard 1 exfil, I think, and I've killed 3 people. I think there's gotta be everybody. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. Well, honestly, I'd rather have that. I want the backpack reloads more than I want signal jammer. That's probably a bad call, but what are you gonna do? Ooh. Okay. Well, you found the gun that I would replace. You found it. What mod does this have on it? While shields are depleted, shot on hostile targets have a moderate chance to return ammo to the magazine. Can I say something? I think I'd prefer that on this. Because, like, returning ammo to the magazine while you're hurt feels like the job of an SMG like this.
5 minutes until forced recall.
Okay, nobody's taking this exfil yet. I don't see the blue line. As I crest the hill back towards North Relay, I spot something floating directly above my way out. Oh, Christ. Okay. I mean, I definitely don't think I can kill that right now. Ooh. This is the really exposed exfil here. Oh, this is a problem. Okay, maybe it won't see me as it passes over, and I can like... Nope. Okay. Let me in. Okay. What do you got? Oh, stack that. This is assuming I'm getting out. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of bullets to not have killed that regular blue UESC guy. My goal is clear. Start the exfil, wait the 45 seconds and cover somewhere, then run. Hitting it. Ooh! Oh my god. This is bad. This is bad. Okay. Alright, so it should be ready to leave at 2:30. Oh, this is this first guy I killed. It all comes full circle.
Lock in sight.
Okay, not quite as far of a throw as I was hoping it would be, but it's fine. Having made it to the exfil site, there's no way that rocket drone could kill me quickly enough to cancel my escape, so I take a few pot shots as I'm whisked away to safety. As far as live service seasonal content drops go, this is pretty much what you expect, you know, new character, new map variants, some new guns, some new toys to play with. It's not the kind of thing that's going to make the game blow up, but I like the changes and additions generally. With this season change and with updates during season 1, it seems like Bungie is pretty receptive to the community, which is nice to see. I was never super into Destiny, but I always got the impression that the Destiny community and Bungie were always butting heads about things. I'm going to keep playing Marathon for as long as they let me, because it's still some of the most thrilling and intriguing experiences I've had with a shooter. And if I can make one more recommendation, it's that you try to find a group to play this with. It's great to have a group to kind of share the experience with, to always have a group that you can ping for help with contracts, people with varying levels of investment and knowledge about the game. So if you haven't played the game yet, or you just didn't really get super into it, I really recommend trying to find a group to play with. Marathon is not a game best enjoyed solo, which, like, it's a multiplayer game. Of course it isn't. But this one in particular, I think you really benefit from having a group to play with on a regular basis, and share discoveries and knowledge and experience with. That's it. That's sort of my impressions in the first few days of Marathon Season 2. Like I said, I'm going to keep playing this for as long as I can. Probably going to keep making videos about it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna have to leave here. I can't survive that. Fucking guy
Yeah, me neither.
spawned on me
We're
too.
fucked. Oh, hello, Purple Commander. How are you today?
Oh my goodness.
No!
That is so unlucky.
Got hit with the drone. There was nobody there, too. It was just our own hubris, or my own hubris.